All right, so now we get that. You can get a chance to practice that. Yeah, yeah, we should. Yeah, you definitely are a spiritual DJ. I'm telling you. And I love the way you do this when you touch.
So you want me to be pointing while we?
No, you don't have to, but I can bring it closer.
Yeah, okay. If it's closer, I could probably get away with it. Okay. All right. We are of the Spirit. Okay. We are of the Spirit, truly of the Spirit. Only can the Spirit turn the world around. We are of the Spirit, truly of the Spirit. Only can the Spirit. Time.
Oh,
Switch.
that's right.
That's it.
Because that's the lead.
That's what the sound guy
Uh-oh.
wants us to do.
Al, Vern's trying to get your attention. Now, the reason we're not blowing it out is because they're praying, and we're just holding back until it's time to really sing. So we're not full steam.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
okay.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Was the other one okay? I mean,
That
I'm a step.
was.
It was
It
the
really
perfect
was,
time,
yeah.
but I'm going to step my volume up a little more. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to be mindful of the shared space. Yeah. All right. So if you want it blown out, then hit it, Mama.
We are of the Spirit, truly of the Spirit. Only can the Spirit turn the world around. We are of the Spirit, truly of the Spirit. Only can the Spirit turn the world around. We are of the Spirit, truly of the Spirit. Only can the Spirit turn the world around. Do you know who I am? Do I know who you are? See we one another clearly. Do we know who we are? Do you know who I am? Do I know who you are? See we one another clearly. Do we know who we are? Water make the river wash the mountain. Fire make the sunlight turn the world around. Heart is of the river, body is the mountain. Spirit is the sunlight, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life. So is life. Whoa, so is life. So is life. Water make the river wash the mountain. Fire make the sunlight turn the world around. Heart is of the river, body is the mountain. Spirit is the sunlight, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life. So is life. Whoa, so is life. So is life. Okay, sorry.
Time first.
Whoa, so is life. So is life. Whoa, so is life. So is life. the Spirit, truly of the Spirit. Only can the Spirit turn the world around. We are of the Spirit, truly of the Spirit. Only can the Spirit turn the world around. Do you know who I am? Do I know who you are? See we one another clearly. Do we know who we are? Whoa, so is life. So is life. 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 Perfect.
Oh, thank you. So you want to go with that break again?
All right.
And you're right. You lead in. Yeah.
Now, when we come back in the second time around, can you come in on Truly of the Spirit and just make sure I'm on, you're hearing them know that I'm where I'm, yeah, so.
Yes.
Whoa, yeah, that was it.
Okay.
That was it. Yep, you got it. You want to, that's it. Yep. Yep.
You got it, because he's a genius.
All right.
All right. I'm satisfied.
Funny doing the clips in the fire. That's the fun.
I know. Wait till I didn't send it to you because you told me not to.
You sent it to me before.
Oh, so from the last time. Okay. Yeah. Well, he was very diverse
Yeah.
in his diasporic experience.
Yeah.
He had South African stuff going
Yeah, he
on.
was jazzing, and then he said, "Wait a minute, songs that my grandmother sang when I lived in the Bahamas." He's in New York. That's when he made it big.
Right.
Because they was telling him, "Well, we already got Nat King Cole."
Then when he got involved with the civil rights movement, they blackballed him. He said, "That's all right. Watch this." He went home. He went and traveled overseas. He became so popular over there that the Americans were like, "You need to come back and play for us." I'm like, when I feel like it. He did the Janet. It's like,
Then he wanted to make sure to sing.
yeah, because he stood in his own power. He said, "I don't need y'all." And he went overseas. He became such a big hit over there. They got jealous, and then they started asking him to come back. He said, "Y'all ain't want me when
That's
I
what
was
we
there."
need to do. We need to go overseas and get famous over there. Like, Foundation, please come home.
I'm really from here. Why you over there? Because y'all ain't appreciate us. That's why. No appreciation. Yeah, so we're good.
What is it again? No, I'm not. Middle block.
But
to bear the burdens that sometimes come. Living this.
1, 2, 1, 2. Microphone, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Good?
1 minute, everybody.
Yeah. 10 minutes, Miss Napper? 10 minutes? Gotcha. Okay. Yes. Just reminding you. Oh, here we go. All right. All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We welcome you all here to the Center of Peace this morning in our Sunday morning celebration. Welcome to everybody who is here in person and to those who are joining us on YouTube and Facebook. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Twana Malone, the spiritual leader and the senior minister here at the Center of Peace. I'm so delighted, truly delighted that you all are here this morning and joining us virtually. We have a wonderful service in store this morning. We have our licensed professional practitioners assisting us in our service. We have leading us this morning in our meditation, Deborah Napper. We have leading us this morning in our treatment, our affirmative prayer, Alima Boyd. We have leading us this morning our practitioner student, Susan Saunders, who will be leading us in the selections of our sacred readings. We have holding consciousness this morning, Deborah Ford and Tanya Skeef. And this morning, our music is being sung forth through Kamara Jordan and friends. The bowl is being rung by Cynthia Banks, and we have our greeter, Susan Saunders, who's doing double duty, welcoming people into our space this morning. So I think we're all set. You're here. I'm here. Let me take this moment to invite you to simply let everything else go and decide to be here so completely in this moment of practice together. Deb?
Thank you. Good morning, Center of Peace family. I'm going to lead you in the meditation. If you'd like to close your eyes, you're more than welcome. If you want to keep your eyes open, you're more than welcome. But what I want you to do is breathe in 4 seconds and then breathe out slowly to a count of 7 seconds. And as you do this, I want you to relax your body into the exhale breath. So breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As you continue this breathing exercise, I'm just going to read you a few spiritual truths that I'd like you to contemplate in this meditation. One of the things is that your mind believes what you tell it. So tell it positive things. A spiritual truth: you have no past or no future. The only relevant time is present. Stop defining yourself by your past or relying on future hopes. The only time that's relevant is the present moment, that present second. As you walk this spiritual path, waking up involves living with no undivided awareness of the reality of now, this second. The Holy Grail for anyone on a spiritual quest is to live in the here and in the now. Learn how to be present with your breathing in and breathing and releasing that breath. Inhale in gratitude and exhale releasing anything that is not serving you. It is a very good practice of learning how to be present. Not in the moment, but in this second. And in the next second. And in the next second. Relax into the exhale breath. Also, at the heart of waking up, it's about going beyond the illusion of the thinking mind. Your racing thoughts. Just recognize it and settle down into your breath. The breathing in and the slow exhale on the count of 7. Time is a made-up concept that in reality does not exist, because right now is now, right now is now, right now is now. Your past is a collection of memories based on thoughts, and the future is only ever fictitious fantasies, also are not conjured thoughts by the thinking mind. There is no past, there is no future, just now. When you recognize there's no past or no future, you stop giving so much attention to the past or to the future-based thoughts and fantasy and ideology of what it is you're expecting to do, receive, or be. when you let go of the concept of time to return all of your attention to now and go beyond time's linear borders and boundaries to experience the timeless reality of the present moment, the present space you're occupying, the letting go and releasing, not controlling thoughts, just allowing your mind to receive and let go, to receive that which serves you and to let go that which does not serve you anymore. Just reflect upon your breathing in and slowly letting go and relaxing into the breath of exhale, allowing you to release, to become present and right where you're sitting, to allow yourself to pay attention to your body, allowing yourself to pull your conscious thought back to your present position. Allow yourself to experience the timelessness of reality in the present. And if your mind drifts, that's okay. Just bring it right back to the present moment, to right where you are, to your breath, to your exhale, to knowing that the energy of life and love, you inhale and it circulates around you and in you and as you. So the final thought I'm going to leave you with is reality. Is a reminder that this moment is the only time that is real. This moment is the only time that matters. This moment is where you are presently at. This moment in being. This moment of now. This moment that matters. And so it is.
recognizing there is one power and one presence that moves in and through all of life, that is with us right here, right now. I recognize this presence is moving in, permeating in and through this space. I recognize this presence as the sun that shines today. I recognize this presence as the beauty in nature. I recognize this presence as this glorious day, and I am one with this presence. I am one with this presence, so therefore I know that this service today will turn out magnificent. I know that Spirit will show up, emanating as each and every one who has said yes to making this service perfect. I know that the technology is perfect. I know that the words of Reverend Tawana are inspired from the divine, perfect love. I know that each and every person that shows up today has an open heart and an open mind and is ready to be lifted, to go out into the world and share their light. I know that the musicians will perform beautifully, bringing beautiful harmony to those who came here to listen. I know this to be true, and I know this to be perfect, whole, and complete, and for this I am ever so grateful. So I give thanks for this perfect day. I give thanks for those who have participated in making this a perfect service. I give thanks for everyone who has shown up and has brought their light with them so that their light can shine even greater. I give thanks for this perfect time together. I give thanks for this unity, the power and the presence that shines through us and brings us all together as one, recognizing that we are one. And together I ask that you help me anchor these words as I release them into the law of the universal mind. And together we anchor them by saying, "And so it is."
Thank you, Deb Napper. It was a wonderful meditation. Yeah. And thank you, Alima, for that beautiful treatment, that prayer you led us in this morning. Thank you. So we'd like to invite you all then in this moment to join us in seeing our vision and our mission realized as we come together and read our vision and our mission. If you downloaded the QR code, you have it on your phone. If not, it is here to the right of me. And please join me as we read together aloud and see it as a lived demonstration in our lives, our vision. A loving and peaceful world where all of humanity is honored as the divinity within is experienced. And our mission, the Center of Peace, is a loving, inclusive, and vibrant community that utilizes and demonstrates spiritual principles and practices to cultivate powerful individuals who together create peace throughout the world. And so it is. And now I want to invite you to please stand and join us as we sing our congregational song together, "I'm One." Again, if you downloaded the QR code, you can find the words there. If not, and you're unfamiliar with the song, just hum along with those of us who do know the words, or you can share phones with another. And so it is. You may be seated. So welcome, welcome, welcome again this morning to the Center of Peace. We're delighted that you all are here with us, celebrating life and love in person. I see Rita back there jumping around. Yes. Here at the Center of Peace, we are an open and affirming community. All are welcome here at the Center of Peace. And if this is your first time visiting with us and celebrating live and in person, or first time being with us on a Sunday to celebrate life and to celebrate love, would you please stand? We love to be able to welcome you into our hearts and into our love. If this is your first time, please stand. Center of Peace, please join me as we just allow love to express through our hearts, extend through our hands as we say, welcome to the Center of Peace. Welcome to the Center of Peace. We know who you really and truly are. We know who you really and truly are. A unique and divine expression of love and life itself. A unique and divine expression of love and life itself. We honor you, and we welcome you. Welcome to the Center of Peace. You may be seated. Yes. And so please, after service, find our first-time visitors if they're still here and welcome them in the way that we like to welcome folks at the Center of Peace. Don't just hug them, ask them if they like hugs, you know. No. All right, so a few announcements. So we're here through the month to the end of May, every Sunday, live and in person. You do not have to RSVP. We want you to bring your families. We have our children and youth facilitators here. They are working with the children and the youth, and we're here in love and celebrating and supporting and encouraging and inspiring each other. So please, please, please do come. Next announcement, I want to call forth Barbara Jones, who will be talking about completing the circle.
It's so wonderful to look out and see all the folks coming home and the new visitors and the children. I am here to announce that next Sunday is finally here, where the Completing the Circle team gets to meet with those of you who say yes to coming and giving your feedback and your experience of what you experience practitioners to be. We're hoping that this is the day you say yes. We have 3 have said yes, and we want 4 more. You can let us know, myself, Reverend T, Patricia, Cynthia, Suzanne Roberts, and our newest member, Carolyn Hoke. We want your feedback. We are growing and growing and growing, and it can't happen unless you join us and complete the circle with your responses to how and what you feel, see, sense, and we want to know it. Your opinions and viewpoints matter and help us to complete our mission to make this a safe and sacred space for everyone. So please say yes to just sitting with us for an hour and a half next Sunday around the table, giving your feedback on how do you experience practitioners at the Center of Peace. How do you experience practitioners? And we have questions to ask you that's going to bump it up and upgrade your experience from your points of view. So thank you. I'm complete.
Thank you. Thank you, Barbara. And next, I'd like to ask Donna Marie to come forward.
Good morning, Center of Peace. I'm so excited about the planned trip to Egypt. I just need to tell you all about this. Not only because it goes to this bucket list destination, but because it's an opportunity to tour Egypt as something other than just a tourist. This trip is designed as an intimate experience that an intimate spiritual experience that includes touring, but it's a spiritual experience that's being created for us. Reverend Karen, the Center of Spiritual Living minister who designed the program, studied with Reverend Twana, and she's created this amazing, luxurious itinerary, rich in all the sights and sounds and tastes and textures, as well as metaphysical and mystical experiences that will be part of the trip. So things like sunrise meditations as the call to prayer is going out, and spiritual mind treatment that's integrated into the itinerary. So this is truly an experiential opportunity, and it also includes touring. So it's really very, very exciting. Last fall, a friend of mine did a DIY solo trip to Egypt on his own, and I was amazed by his photos. So when this trip came up, I asked him, what did he learn? What would he do differently? Could he look over the itinerary that was being planned and give me any feedback? And he's a very experienced traveler, so I really respected what he had to say. He looked over the itinerary and said, this is more than what I could do on my own, and there are things about it that will really make it unique. So there's a Nile cruise, but it is a tiny Nile cruise. It's not a big one that he had to go on, and the distances are vast. And he spent a lot of time getting from one distance to the other, where this trip includes motor coach and plane and boat. So it's really been designed so that it's very accessible and less schlepping, more just luxuriating in the experience. So he said if he had a chance to do a do-over, he would choose an experience like what was being planned. So here are the next steps. We're having a Zoom meeting on Wednesday, the 19th at 7 o'clock. And Reverend Karen is going to go through the itinerary in great detail, explain the whole thing. Even if you're on the fence about this, even if you think, oh, I can't really do this at this time, I encourage you to attend. This is an opportunity that, because it's such a small, intimate group, it's only available to 17 people. So if it doesn't work out for this time, there will be a wait list, and there will be likely more of this. So even if this isn't the right time, come to the meeting, learn about it, because there will be future opportunities. And following the registration, there will be information about registration. And registration is secured by a non-refundable $889 deposit. So essentially, if you go to this and you think, oh my God, I want to do this, be prepared to register immediately, because it's very small and those spots will fill up very quickly. So I encourage you, attend the Zoom meeting, learn about the trip, think about it, if this is something that you want to do, and then be prepared to act quickly. But it should be very informative. So I'm complete.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I tell you what, I definitely think I want to go now after Donna Marie. If you have any questions, you can ask Donna Marie, you can ask Marie or myself, and join us April 19th for more information. Thank you, Donna Marie. All right, with that, I just want to invite those who are joining us virtually to like us on Facebook, to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to follow us, and all those things that's available for you to do online. And with that, time for a song.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning. So I'm excited. I kidnapped two of my best friends. Janet's back from Mexico. She was living there for a while. She decided she missed us so much, she just had to come back.
Yep.
She's going in the winter months. We'll let her do that. And Tom, it's been a while since he's been here. And I hope I don't embarrass you, but I just have to say how much of a joy it is to have you. Tom suffered a major, major, major accident, and for him to even be here is a reason to rejoice. So we're just happy to see, and to be able to play again. That's something to celebrate.
Yeah, we got here.
Ready? You got it all keyed up? This is an Eddie Watkins song, one of our favorites. Well, I'm
walking with the Spirit,
and I'm talking
to the Spirit.
Well, I'm
learning from the Spirit,
and I'm turning
to the Spirit.
Well, I'm growing
in the Spirit,
and it's showing
in the Spirit.
I'm
Walking with the Spirit in front of me.
I said
I'm walking with the Spirit,
and I'm talking
to the Spirit,
and I'm learning
from the Spirit,
and I'm turning
to the Spirit.
You know that I'm growing
in the Spirit,
and it's showing
in the Spirit.
I'm
Walking with the Spirit in front of me.
Listen to this. When I find myself in one of those situations, that's leading to some kind of drama or confrontation, I go within, I get plugged into my friend before it's too late. I put the Spirit in front of me to make those crooked places straight.
I'm walking with the Spirit.
You know that I'm talking
to the Spirit.
Hey, I'm
learning from the Spirit,
and I'm turning
to the Spirit.
You know that I'm growing
in the Spirit,
and it's showing
in the Spirit.
I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. When I find myself in one of those situations, when I don't know what to do and ain't got no explanation, I go within, I get plugged in for revelation. And 10 times out of 9, it always works out fine without my participation.
I'm walking with the Spirit.
You know that I'm talking
to the Spirit.
You see that I'm learning
from the Spirit,
and I'm turning
to the Spirit.
You see that I'm
growing in the Spirit,
and I'm knowing
showing in the Spirit.
I'm
Walking with the Spirit in front of me.
I said I'm walking with
the Spirit in front of me.
Welcome back home, Nikki. And Rita, where y'all been? Around the world and back again.
Yeah, I'm walking in the Spirit.
You know that I'm
talking to the Spirit.
Hey, I'm
learning from the Spirit.
You know that I'm
turning to the Spirit.
You see that I'm growing
in the Spirit,
and it's showing
in the Spirit.
Well, I'm
Walking with the Spirit in front of me.
I said I'm
Walking with the Spirit in front of me.
You hear me? I'm
Walking with the Spirit in front of me.
Yes.
Good morning, Center of Peace. That's a tough act to follow. Would you please stand and join me in reading today's affirmation? And if you don't have it on your phone, I'm going to say it slowly and you can repeat after me. Okay? I trust that the universe is an ever-guiding source of good that directs and guides me perfectly. That was one line. Okay, I'll break it up. Okay? I trust that the universe is an ever-guiding source of good that directs and guides me perfectly. I now open myself to receive this divine guidance now. Thank you. You can be seated. And so it is. Sorry about that. Okay. Today's reading comes from 365, Science of Mind, A Year of Daily Wisdom, from Ernest Holmes on page 9. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my own. Revelation 21:7. It is easy enough to see how one who was surrounded by confusing situations might feel inadequate to cope with them, and unconsciously might seek some place of peace or retirement where nothing could bother him. A completely integrated person who has learned to meet everything as it comes along and to make the best of it, we would say one should make the best of all things. We do not mean that one should grin and bear it or even suffer it to be so, for we know that there is a way to meet every situation through the use of the power of greater than ourselves. This is done by knowing that there is nothing to be afraid of, that we are one with an infinite power, and that there is nothing in the universe designed to harm us. Confidence and faith in a power greater than ourselves must be generated. We must meet every situation as it comes with faith and trust. There is nothing to be afraid of. Underneath are the everlasting arms. And so it is.
Y'all ready for some more? Yep. This song goes so appropriately with the prayer that Alima prayed this morning. No accidents, right? We are of the Spirit, truly of the Spirit. Only can the Spirit turn the world around. We are of the Spirit, truly of the Spirit. Only can the Spirit turn the world around. Do you know who I am? Do I know who you are? See we one another clearly. Do we know who we are? Do you know who I am? Do I know who you are? See we one another clearly. Do we know who we are? Water makes the river, river wash the mountain. Fire makes the sunlight turn the world around. Heart is of the river, body is the mountain. Spirit is the sunlight, turn the world around. Do you know who I am? Do I know who you are? See we one another clearly. Do we know who we are? Whoa, so is life. Ah, so is life. Whoa, so is life. Ah, so is life. turn the world around. We are of the Spirit, truly of the Spirit. Only can the Spirit turn the world around. Do you know who I am? Do I know who you are? See we one another clearly. Do we know who we are? Whoa, so is life. Ah, so is life. Whoa, so is life. Ah, so is life. Whoa, so is life. Ah, so is life. Whoa, so is life. Ah, so is life.
You can find that song on YouTube, sung by Harry Belafonte
yes.
and friends.
Yes, Harry Belafonte did it on Sesame Street.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, my God, I didn't want it to end. Truly, I didn't. Wow. Yes. There's more to the song? Oh, wow. Wow. Thank you, Kamara and Jan and Tom. Come back anytime you feel like it. Come back. That was wonderful. That was wonderful. I think like Susan said, that's a hard act to follow. It's a hard act to follow. So this year, our theme is a year of releasing, letting that ish go. Live, enjoy. And our theme for the month of April is the guiding light. And as always, I'd like to start with a few spiritual principles to help get us anchored this morning in the message, to bring everything together, the words that have already been spoken and the music that's already been sung and the hugs that you've already gotten. The spiritual principles that I'm reading from is also known as What We Believe, penned by Ernest Holmes. You can go online and do a search. If you're on our mailing list, you can, in the email that we send out each week, there's a link that'll take you right to the spiritual principles that I like to read from. So this morning we are working with spiritual principle number 1. And it states, we believe in God, the living spirit, almighty one, indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. We believe this one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. Spiritual principle number 3. We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. Spiritual principle number 7. We believe in the direct revelation of the truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. And finally, spiritual principle number 4. We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. So, in the spirit of Easter, I wanted to share with you something that I read that was posted online by Bishop Yvette Flunder a few months ago. Here's what she said. She said that dying is inevitable. Living fully until we die is a decision that must be backed by mighty action. You're going to have to peel some people away. That means you're going to have to let some people go, including family. who make you feel death is the only way to gain freedom. In other words, the only way to gain freedom is if you are gone or they are gone. She goes on to say, but today, tell your soul and inform your circumstances that your intention is to live. A couple weeks ago, I shared that Ernest Holmes said, it's simple affirmations. My intention is to live. My intention is to love. Simple, simple affirmations. I mean, we could just stop right there, and I could just allow you to be with that and contemplate what Bishop Yvette Flunder is offering us to consider this morning. So your intention to live, or my intention to live, it's just not a simple intention. She's talking about an intention that is backed up by the greatest resolve and the deepest conviction, the greatest resolve to affirm and know that I live in the presence that is never in absence. A great resolve. And the deepest conviction to know that I live in pure intent. It's not just a simple intention. My intention is to live. My intention is to love. The story of Easter is way more about living than it is about dying. So this year, as I've been sharing with you all, we are on a pursuit of self-love. And the reason this self-love is necessary is because our intention, my intention, is to live. It requires a great deal of self-love to live. And so I'm going to repeat it every Sunday, probably to the end of this year. It's that important. And my repetitive is intentional. So, our pursuit of self-love, it always leads us inward. We discover, and there we discover the inner guiding light. And a few weeks ago, I shared with you that Ernest Holmes said that this light is everything. Matter of fact, you should tell your neighbor, the light is everything. And he says that this light belongs in the present moment. I think Debbie Napper already said that now is now. It's present moment, and it's all. This light belongs in the present moment. This inner guiding light that is everything. And last week, if you were with us, the wonderful Reverend Dr. Raymond reminded us that we are called to be the light, to search within ourselves, to come to know that you are the light. Full stop, period, not to be debated. You are the light. He reminded us last week not to dim our light. He said you have to surround yourselves with people and things that will remind you of who you really and truly are, who will remind you and point it out to you when you are playing small. To surround yourself with a community of people who will remind you, who will point out to you when you are dimming your light. He said we had to practice what we preach. Remember? Wax on, wax off. You have to practice. The principles that you learn in the classes, you have to practice. The affirmation that flows through in your quiet time, you have to practice. meeting the face of God in someone else and being willing to meet the face of God in someone else daily, you have to practice. My intention is to live. So, once you can admit that you're playing small, first off, and you have acknowledged within yourself where you have dimmed your light, then the bishop reminded us, then you've got to move into mighty action. So you might be saying, well, what is mighty action? Well, you got to let it go. The thought, the circumstance, the situation, even the people. You got to let it go. Letting go is a daily practice. That's so important. You should tell your neighbor, letting go is a daily practice. And if you have another neighbor, tell that neighbor too. Letting go is a daily practice. It's a daily practice. And Reverend Raymond, he likened this letting go to a snake shedding its skin. What you might not know is that if a snake doesn't shed its skin, the result is blindness, or the result could be blindness. I'm sharing that to say it's important to let it go, so that you can see, so that you can be, so you can see the light, so that you can be the light. But sometimes the shedding is not so easy. Sometimes this letting go is not so easy. He said it's not just a simple shaking the skin off. The shedding is not that simple all the time. And sometimes the process is painful and painstaking, that the snake searches out a jagged-edged rock and bumps up against the rock until the skin is finally released and shed. So, for some of us, the challenge is in letting go. For some of us, letting the thought go, letting the people go, letting the circumstance go. For some of us, that's our challenge. And for others, sometimes our challenge comes once we've let the skin go, once we've released the skin, or once we've relinquished the skin. Because what happens is, instead of relinquishing the skin and letting the skin go, there is a desire in us just to bury the skin. And what's buried lives just underneath the surface. What's buried lives just underneath the surface. I wanted to read to you a little bit from the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. And in it, he says, in his reading titled Burying and Planting, he says this: there's always grief for what is lost, and always surprise at what is to be born. But much of our pain in living comes from wearing a dead and useless skin, refusing to put it to rest, or from burying such things with the intent of hiding them rather than relinquishing them. For every new way of being, there is a failed attempt mulching beneath the tongue. For every sprig that breaks the surface, there's an old stick stirring underground. For every moment of joy sprouting, there is a new moment of struggling taking root. We live, embrace, and put to rest our dearest things, including how we see ourselves, so we can resurrect our lives anew. The old thing, it's just dead skin. It's useless, is what he just said. And I was talking to Helen Moore at the beginning of the year, and we were talking about the yearly theme, and she said that everything must be released. And everything that is released is transformed to pure perfection. It's just their skin. Release it so it can be transformed into pure perfection. It's just dead skin. Release it so you can be transformed into pure perfection, is what I think she was saying. But Mark Nepo, he says the skin is useless. It's dead. Let me give it to you in some more clear language. The old thing that happened, the old story that you're telling yourself, it's useless. It's dead skin. The story that you're telling yourself that you're not enough, that you're not good enough, it's old skin. Dead skin. It's useless. Okay, well, that's the old thing that happened. But the thing that just happened yesterday, or maybe the thing that just happened a second ago, guess what? It's useless. It's dead skin. It's useless. It's dead skin. It happened. And? Matter of fact, tell your neighbor, it happened. And? Tell your other neighbor, it happened. And? It's useless. It's dead skin. It happened. And? We are burying it with the intent of hiding it rather than relinquishing it, rather than letting go of control, trying to control it. Ours is to relinquish it, let it go, not bury it. The thing is, what you bury, you can dig up. Tell your neighbor, don't dig it up. Don't dig it up. Relinquish it. Here's the thing. The light that is everything, it will bring up everything for you to see. Dead skin. The useless thing. It'll bring it all up for you to see. And isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? I was speaking with somebody a few days ago, and this person was sharing with me some things about their life, some of their life experiences. And he said to me this. He said, God has odd ways of bringing you around. He said, I had to go to prison to find God. God has odd ways of bringing you around. And he shared with me that since he's been out of prison, it's been some time now, that getting where he is, it's not always pretty. It hasn't always been easy. And then he said, but I dare not go back where I came from. The light is going to bring it all up for you to see. The light is going to bring it all up for me to see. When he said that to me, it made me think the light, it has odd ways of bringing you around to see. The dead skin, the old story, the little idea, the playing small, the dim light. It has odd ways of bringing you around to see it. And when you see it, it might not be pretty. The thing that's living inside of you, it might not be so pretty. But I dare not go back. My intention is to live. My intention is to love. So what this means is that we're going to have to peer in to see what this light is desiring and for us to see. And then once we see it, we're going to have to admit that it's there. You'll have to check and see on your spiritual adventure, if your sacred yes is still sacred. You'll have to check in to see if your holy no is still holy. Once you peer in and see the dead skin, the useless skin, Check in with yourself. Is my yes still sacred? Is my intention still to live? Is my holy no still holy? Am I still unified with the divine power and presence of God because my sacred yes and my holy no affirms my divinity with the one? Is it still sacred? And is it still holy? You have to admit to yourself that you're scared. You have to admit to yourself that you are living in fear. You have to admit to yourself that you're living in doubt. Whatever it is, you'll have to admit it. It's like this. A couple years ago, Michelle and I, we were in Mexico. And so she wanted to go to have an experience of a cenote. A cenote is a body of water that is there that has been formed by limestone. And so at the body of water, it's a small body of water. And it's been there for years. It's ancient, right? Which is what makes it so wonderful. And so we went to the cenote with some folks, and it's very cold. The water is like ice cold. So you had to, and there's things that's sticking down and things that's going on, so you got to maneuver your way and jump into the cenote quick, so you can get over the coldness. So there was a group of us. There was a family, and they had a little girl, and Michelle and I and some other people, and the guy who was leading the excursion. And so when he got into the cenote, he had a raft, like a life raft you could hold on to. So the little girl was holding on to the raft, and somebody else was holding on to the raft, and I jumped into the water. And I was cool until I had a situation, like Kamara said, because in an instant, something happened, and I was scared. I was holding on to the life raft for dear life. And at that moment, I had to admit, I'm scared. And then eventually when I got home, I said, I'm scared. I said to myself, Dad, I was scared. But damn, I didn't know I was that scared. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to admit, damn, I'm petty, but I didn't know I've been that petty. Damn, I'm fearful, but I didn't know I was that fearful. Damn, I'm judgmental, but I didn't know I was that judgmental. You see what I'm saying? My intent is to live. You have to admit what the light is calling you to see. I'm living in doubt, but I didn't know I was living in that much doubt. I was scared, but I didn't know I was that scared. I can be petty sometimes and let them people go. I didn't know it was that petty. I was scared, but I know I was scared. It happened, and it happened, and my intention is to live. My intention is mighty. It's backed by resolve and conviction. My intention is to live. My intention is to love. Practitioners, join me as we allow ourselves just simply to move into prayer, to be so resolved and convicted, so resolved in knowing that we are standing in the presence and present in it, that it is never an absence. So convicted that we know our intention to live is pure. Let us come to know here and now that we are ever one with this power and this presence, and that we can never be separate and apart from it. It is the light that resides within us. We can never be separate and apart from it. You are the light. Full stop, period, not to be debated. In this moment, we affirm and we know this for each other in the most grandest way and in the most magnificent way. We allow ourselves to surrender to it. And as we do, we just simply release and let go of anything that is seemingly in our way. We release and we let go anything that is seemingly opposed to love, anything that is seemingly opposed to our intention to live and our intention to love. And in this moment, as we affirm this to be so, as I affirm it to be so, to be the truth in my life, I know too it is the truth of your life, that the great power in the presence of God takes over, that the great power in the presence of God causes us to see something new, causes us to affirm in our life. It happened, and I know the power and the presence of God is within me. I know that there's something so much more grander, something so much more bigger, something so much more magnificent than what I am experiencing in this moment. As we surrender to the light shines for us to see. And I pray this morning, I know this morning for you and for me that we're willing to see it. That which is ready to be released and that which is ready to be let go. And in seeing it, we let that ish go. And as we do, I know that we are joined by the entire universe itself, that the entire universe is conspiring for our good. So I just know for you and I know for me that God, as me, lives each and every moment, each and every experience with the greatest resolve and the deepest conviction. That's it. I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful to know this. I'm grateful to know that the resolve is good and the intent is leading me to be pure in my thoughts and my actions. I'm grateful for it, that nobody has to die and that I don't have to die to decide that that's the only way for me to live. No, not here and not now. No one has to leave. No one has to die. I just affirm here and now that my intention is to live. I give thanks for this. I'm grateful to be able to speak these words and to know it to be the truth of my life and the truth of your life. And in doing so, we just gather all the songs that have been sang, the words that have been spoken, the love that has been expressed. We gather it all in this moment, taking it within us where it becomes so fully embodied and embraced. We can no longer tell the difference of it and the truth, of it and the thing that we are experiencing, of it and the manifestation that has already happened. It is. We delight in it, we rejoice in it, we give thanks for it, we let it be, we accept it, and we come together in unison then by saying, and so it is.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God is, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God is, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? grace and wholeness. Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God. You are the place. Moves and breathes and has we are the place, where God shows up. I am the place.
And so it is. And so it is. So now we're at that time in our service. We come together to give to the Center of Peace. It's a time for our tithes and our offerings. I'm just asking the usher to come forward as we move into this space and prepare ourselves to move into prayer. I want to just say thank you to those who are joining us out there, those who have given online. We take it all in and bring it into prayer. So I'm just asking you to join me now as we turn within and allow ourselves just to live in joy. Allow ourselves to be so aware that we are the place where God lives, and it's moving and having its beingness in us. From that place and that space, then we join and know that we are ever one with it, and it is inexhaustible, forever giving of itself to all. And that which we give now, then we know its source. And I know then that all that we receive today, that it moves the Center of Peace forward and ever becoming more of who we are and never the less. That all that we receive, it moves us forward in affirming and knowing the truth about each other in the most wonderful and magnificent way, where there's a great realization. I know you live with great intention. Where all that we receive allows us to create a space to honor this intentional life that we all are choosing to live. Where we uplift each other and inspire and encourage each other to do it again and again and again and again and again and again. So I know that just as we are blessed, I know too that the giver is blessed, that the giver receives 1,000,000 times fold. It can be no other way. So for every cent that we receive, I do give thanks. And so it is.
You're my life, you're my breath, you're a smile, you're my guest. You're the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you are love. You're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug. You're the light in the dark, you're the spark, you are fun. You're my mom, you are water, you're the stars, you're my daughter. You're my friend till the end, you're my dreams, you're my father. You're the ants on the ground, the miracles that surround. I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere in the clouds. You're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow. You're the strength when I'm hollow, you're the path that I follow. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything
all that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all.
Every day I sit and pray cause what I have is more than I deserve or could ever imagine. How do I get back to all of this magic and spread the love so everybody can have it? Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor, if I got a family or if I'm all alone. Bad things happen, I can just complain and moan, but there's a million things that I can be grateful for.
So I lift my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I am, all that I see,
Everything I hope and
all
everything
that
I
I've
dream,
been,
everything I feel
and all
and everything I
that I'll
be. I
ever
look deep
be
down and feel all the
is a
blessings. Everything I am and
It's
everything
so
I see, everything I hope and everything I
and
dream,
I'm
everything I feel
grateful
and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all.
all
It's
that I
amazing.
am,
Everything I am and
all
everything
that
I
I
see,
see,
everything I hope and
all
everything I
that I've
dream,
been,
everything I feel
and all
and everything
that
I
I'll
be. I
ever
look
be
deep down and feel all the
is a
blessings. Everything I am and
It's
everything
so
I see, everything I
amazing,
hope and everything I
and
dream,
I'm
everything I
grateful
feel
for
and everything I
it
be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing.
grateful for it all.
You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
And so it is. And so it is. Yes. All right. So we have made it to the end of our service. We want to invite you all to please stand and join us as the choir comes forward and we prepare ourselves to sing our closing song, I Release. If you did download the QR code, you can find the lyrics to the song there. If not, you might be familiar with the song. Once you hear it, you can certainly hum along with us, or come along with us, I guess.
Small but mighty. Ready when you are, Al. I don't think you can see me. There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself.
Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand.
Now I can say, if you're discouraged or wanting just to make it through another day,
You have got to let it go.
let it go,
Let it all go.
let it go.
And this is what you have to say. Come on, y'all. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle. No more struggle. No. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Holy Spirit. Holy here for God. Woo! I release and I let go.
Let it go.
I let the Spirit
Let it go.
run my life.
Run my life.
My heart is open
My
wide.
heart is open
Yes,
wide.
I'm only here for God. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go.
Like Reverend Tawana said,
Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide.
heart is open wide.
Only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife.
Yes.
With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit.
Free.
Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Yes. And so as we journey on throughout our week, remember that the light has odd ways of causing you to see life, to admit to what you see. When you see it, in that moment, affirm, my intention is to live. And so it is.
So it is.
Peace and blessings.
Thank you, Rev T. That was powerful.
Sounds great.
Thank you. I knew Tom is a walking miracle. Wonderful. Oh, you are such a good. Oh my gosh, you are wonderful. No. I was going to say that. I know the girl didn't get ready that fast over there. I said, my goodness, you got a white one too. I looked up there, I said, well, that's not Tamara because that's not her hair. And then when you turned around, I said, now I know. She can't grow hair. It can't get white that fast. And overnight too, right?
Weather's getting warm. I got to keep it up.
is also within me. In my ear